maybe it was in our training or because we're so regulated in healthcare. I never approached anyone and said, hey, I'll give you $20 for every referral. So what I did instead is I offered my services and expertise at their facility. So I was going to go to the running store because I had good relationships with a lot of different running stores. I put on free clinics at their store. I provided a value to their customer for free. I was one of their top referrers that they sent their customers to if they needed it. Now, I never went and asked for exclusivity because when I walked in, before I was even known in the area, I walked into the stores and I see other business cards in there. And I don't think, probably in conversations, I realized that they weren't going to be exclusive to one. I know certain people within the facility refer to one therapist versus another, or one business versus another. But what I just did in return is try to provide as much value for them, provide a service that they don't provide within for their customers, but also for their staff. So, we as physical therapists, everyone that's walking around on Earth, not walking, anyone who's alive on Earth would benefit from some sort of physical therapy intervention, where we have a lot of knowledge that we can give to people. So one thing I did is, we wanted to share that with customers and referral sources, but also, again, back to the running store, I went and helped train the salespeople on the sales floor who are selling sneakers on how to look at a foot in a different way to make sure that their shoe selection was a little bit better. And I gave them a form that they would check the boxes. Okay, foot did this, didn't do that. And then on the bottom of the form, there was my logo and my contact information on there. That they handed it to the person so they had this information that they could keep. And now there's a piece of paper with our name on it. They don't. Maybe they came across and said, "Oh, we learned this from the guys over at Foundation Performance, and they're great. You should go see them." Hopefully they did, but if not, they at least the deliverable that they gave to the customer had our information on it. So we provided service to the staff, to the customers, things that they weren't going to do within their practice. And also, I think the biggest thing, what do they get out of it, is they can trust that when they referred someone, that they were going to be taken care of. And I think that was the biggest thing, because if I don't know if I'm sending someone to Singh physical therapy, if I don't know who they're going to see, I haven't heard great feedback. Sometimes more people are complaining about it than actually telling me good things. I'm not going to put my neck on the line and refer them over there.
Right. I mean,
So,
do
I
you
don't know if I answered the
remember?
question in there.
No, you did. Yeah. I mean, like, and now, like, to put you on the spot a little bit, like, and I know we're just talking about your background, right? So I'm going to pick on you here a little bit. Do you remember, like, if you can go back in your mind's eye, um, just at a high level, what were your primary referral sources? Like, was it like just as like high level percentages? Was it like mostly I'm going to make this up, running stores and track coaches, or like what were like maybe the top 3 or 5 like sources,
Yeah,
for you?
for my specific business, because we were so runner heavy, I would say current clients were probably the number one. So that's when you were saying like you were worth $1,000 to that therapist every year. I respectfully disagree. I think you're worth more like 5 to 10,000, depending how many people you're going to tell about your experience,
That's
right?
fair. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
So that was probably our number one. Number two would probably be running stores and running coaches. Number three, well, we'll call that 2 and 3, and then I think physicians were probably fourth or fifth on down the line. So yeah, and we never, because we became so known for what we did and runner adjacent type of people, we would get 1 or 2 referrals from 1,000 doctors versus 1,000 referrals from 1 or 2 doctors. I always felt comfortable with that. Yeah, because if one doctor moved to Florida because he wanted to retire, I wasn't going to lose a big part of my business. I didn't plan for that to happen, but I remember, again, working with my consultant early on in my career. She was like, this is great, because if that practice closes up or moves, your business isn't going to tank because of it.
Yeah.
So again, it wasn't planned. I would love to say that was part of my evil strategy, but it totally
Yeah.
wasn't. But it worked out in our favor. But anyway, so that's what it was. It was word of mouth from our current clients, people in the running world, stores and coaches, and then physicians who most of them are orthopods and people that dealt with sports injuries.
If you'd like to learn more about Strata PT and see how our EMR and RCM works, head over to stratapt.com to book a demo.